You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the September 10th meeting for the Michigan City Police Civil Service Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Okay, good morning. This will be the meeting of the Michigan City Police Civil Service Commission for September 10th, 2025. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll start with roll call. Scott Matsky is not here. Scott Meelan?
Here.
Mark Harris, I'm present also, so we have a quorum for the meeting. Approval of the minutes from our August meeting. A motion to accept.
Second.
Approved. Old business. We have none. Applications in process.
I believe there are two in the background. Yeah. We'll touch base with, with Corporal Bass. I know they were working on two background investigations. I believe one of them is complete.
Okay.
And then one of them is still ongoing. We'll touch base with him and give an update on those. I think he provided that in this monthly report regarding the background investigations, but I believe there's two possible lateral transfers in the background investigation, if I remember right.
Okay.
So I'll update that next month. Currently none, I don't think a polygraph, none in nerve, and none to the bench board.
Okay. All right, probation officer reports.
We have one probationary officer. Probationary officer Jose Bodaharo. He's a lateral hire. He was hired on Monday, August 4th. He's currently field training with FTO McDaniel on afternoon shift. He's doing well and on schedule. So,
New business. We don't have any correspondence. We don't have any claims to be paid. So we'll go with a report from Chief.
Yeah. Again, not much to report. I would say at least from my end this time. I do want to say a thank you to currently Chief Corley. He's been an integral part of this department in the Chief's office for the last several years, serving under Chief Campbell and then obviously myself, and then serving as Chief of Police for the last almost 2 years. He's been, again, an integral part in bringing a social worker in Michigan City, creating a peer support team here within the police department, getting more than 65, I think more than 75% of our department trained in crisis intervention. His community outreach has been second to none. Stepping in and starting our national night out a few years ago, which has continued to grow. Was again integral in starting our crime suppression unit, which does really intelligence-based policing to work on violent crime. And he's been obviously instrumental in the implementation and the bringing of police technology to Michigan City. It's been just a few of his accomplishments. I mean, the list goes on and on, just the things that he's done inside and outside of this building and for the community. So again, we just want to say thank you. Obviously, he will still be a member of this department, still holding the rank of sergeant. Will obviously continue to assist us and, as supervisor as well. So I just want to take a moment and say thank you to Chief Corley. Outside of that, I have nothing else.
I will run through the crime stats for August. We had a total of 3,684 calls for service, which is 344 less than July. Loud music and loud noise calls, we had 50, which is 3 more than July. Disturbances, we had 97, which is 10 less than July. Total reports taken, 414, 12 less than July. Total arrests, 207, 22 of which were juveniles, 185 were adults, which is 24 less than July. Falcon and/or Raven used the documented investigations or incident report was 26, which is actually 10 more than July. Total firearm seized was 13, 6 less than July. Speeding tickets, 69, which is the same as July, which encompassed 9 citations and 60 warning tickets. I want to reiterate, as Chief Walker said, Chief Corley did a great job as chief. I appreciate him allowing me to come in and be Chief of Services, which I'll continue in that role with Chief Walker. Appreciative of him. Although I'm sure he didn't want to move, it's going to be, he's a great supervisor for us. He's going to do a great job in that role as well for where he's going to be here soon. Also want to thank Leila Simmons. I know Commissioner Mellon is taking her position. She did a great job over the last few years and was really helpful in us getting to the numbers we're at now. Pushing through the laterals and the new hires that we had, she did a great job for us. So really appreciative of her service. One thing I would recommend, although we're at 81 right now, our complement is 84. We do have those couple laterals that are in the hiring process, but we will probably need to do a testing here soon. So at the commission's discretion, I highly recommend doing that either at the end of this month or maybe sometime in October or so. Work for the commission. That's all I have.
Okay. Commissioners' comments. I also want to extend a thank you to Chief Corley. Worked with him extensively over the years, 47 years or 42 years that I was on the department. I know he's tireless. He never quits. He's always involved, and I'm sure he'll succeed wherever he lands. So again, a big thank you to Sergeant Corley. With that, Scott, do you have any comments?
Oh boy. Well, I do.
Outside of the camera.
Yeah, I realize this this new role I'm very excited for. There's several things I'd like to say. I too want to thank Chief Corley. Those initiatives that you listed, Chief Walker, I hope you can hope to continue them and expand them. I think that's one of the strengths of our department, that we have that community outreach. That's how you start bending crime, or at least hopefully the perception of the police in some communities anyway. So I did want to thank Chief Corley. For people, we encourage more community involvement. I want people to understand that a little over a year ago, I started coming to public meetings, including this meeting monthly. And not as a critic of the police, well, as a concerned citizen for good policing. And in my time coming to these meetings, going through the Police Citizens Academy last year, I learned a lot about this department and policing in general. And I gained a great appreciation for what the men and women of this force do for our community. And they get a lot of blame when something bad happens, but people don't notice when good happens. We know recently the city of Michigan City has suffered, for lack of a better word, a rash of shootings, including at least two deaths. And that's very unfortunate. But I'd also like to point out, this city has had an incredibly busy tourist season, with many large events. Eventless events is what I say. We had many thousands of people in this town, and many weekends where nothing bad happened. Police don't get credit for that, but they're part of the reason. So there's a couple things here. I want people to say, it's important as citizens, especially if you don't like what the police are doing, come to this meeting every second Wednesday of the month. You can voice your opinion in public. I started doing that, and now I sit here, and I've got an office in the police department. I also wanted to, I don't know what, I have to learn what this position is. It's a serious position. We're involved with police disciplinary actions, which I hope we don't have many of. But that's the serious side of it. I have to learn my position here. I hope I can still speak the way I did in public. And to that end, I did have some remarks to make about recent things that have happened in this town. It's probably a mistake to bring this up, frankly, but welcome to Scott. A couple weeks ago, we had a brouhaha over an internet video of a police stop that happened here in 2024. I watched that video, the whole 22 minutes of it, the edited YouTube video. And I know many people are outraged by what they think they saw was bad policing. What people need to understand, what I saw was in fact good policing. People may not like it, but the police can pretty much pull you over when you're driving pretty easily. It's something called a pretextual stop, which the Supreme Court has declared is legal for the police to do. So if you have a bracket over your license plate, frankly, even if it's not obscuring the numbers, that is a technicality that would allow a police officer to make a traffic stop. What happens beyond that stop is often informed by your behavior to the police. I'd like to point out, this video I'm speaking of, the police didn't take bait, they didn't get goaded. The driver essentially complied after asserting his First Amendment rights to be a citizen. The police followed procedure. This man was not dragged out of his car. He was not thrown on the ground. It is legal to be handcuffed while you are detained. You're not arrested. You are being detained. And I don't need to talk to these guys. I watch enough police videos and things to know you're handcuffed for both your safety and the officer's safety. And at the end of that stop, this person was released with no charges, no harm, no foul. Again, we might not like what the rules the police have, but in that stop, I saw good policing. The officers did not escalate, which was excellent. And they followed procedure. At least 2 of the 3 officers did identify themselves, and I'm pretty sure the 3rd one isn't required to. The officer making the stop is in control of the scene. And that's another thing. At a police stop, the police have to control the scene. If you refuse to comply with their lawful orders, you're risking escalation that is legal. So I need people to understand that we might not like policing when it happens to us, but we can't complain when they actually do their jobs correctly. And I am very pro civil rights, as you all know from why I started coming here. But we have to support the men and women in blue who keep us safe, because when we call 911, we all love the police. So we have to give them, we have to keep them to account. They accept that, but we have to accept when when people are getting upset, frankly, because they don't understand the law. We've recently had a turnover of police chief. I both want to thank, again, Chief Corley. I think I've complimented his command staff many times over the last year and a half. Because, again, we've had eventless events. We've had high-pressure gun incidents that resulted in peaceful resolutions to problems. That's good policing. There was an example a little over about a year ago where a juvenile allegedly fired shots at police. The police did not shoot back. They surrounded the house, they called in SWAT, they followed their procedures, and 6 hours later, that young person was arrested without violence. That is good policing, and we have to recognize that. We could have made national news that day from a crazy shootout where the police went buck wild and leveled the house. I don't think that's how it really happens, but it has in other places. So again, I'm here to hold our officers and command staff in particular to account, but I'm also here to support them in the very difficult job they do. And I thank all of you for what you've done and what you've taught me over the last year. And again, starting off as a critic of the police to about a year and a half later sitting here on their Civil Service Commission where I have oversight over the police shows how you too can get involved and make a difference. So don't just complain, get involved. And with that, I yield the floor.
Okay, thank you. Public comments? Hearing none?
Should I go on that side again?
Hearing none, meeting is adjourned.